Today, I want to share one of my favorite fundamental teachings on preferences that we all must understand to progress on the spiritual path. It's one that single-handedly changed my entire experience of life and absolutely catapulted my awakening. What's up, guys? My name is Ryan, and I share tips from my spiritual journey that will likely help your spiritual journey. So this key teaching is that you must narrow your preferences down to just three. Literally, just these three preferences will eliminate the majority of your suffering and unlock levels of happiness that you never knew existed. This first preference involves your past. You must prefer that every single moment of your past happened exactly the way that it did, period. You're not preferring that it did happen or that you want it to happen again, but that it happened exactly the way that it did. And why is this critical? Because every single disagreement that you have about your past, all the guilts and all the shames and regrets that you're dragging around into this present moment will start to drop away. Because all that resistance to your past creates a massive weight that it's exhausting to carry around. But you're so used to it that it seems normal. I can promise you that you don't have a clue how light you could feel right now if you just dropped all your preferences, wishing that things were different than they already were. Now, the second preference, and the most important, is that you must prefer that right now be exactly the way that it is. Everything, no exceptions, period. You want every particle and every situation throughout the universe to be exactly the way that it is. And why? Because this drops all your active resistance to the present moment of reality. And here's the key to help you understand this one a little deeper. As you perceive the world around you, you're taking in sensory information, waves of energy primarily through sight, sound, and touch. But as these waves are received, they first have to be processed before you can know of them. So the data comes in and travels through the corresponding nervous systems to the neurological centers responsible for decoding these bits of information. And then an intelligible signal is projected within your brain that you become aware of, thus perceiving the thing. However, in that split nanosecond between receiving and perceiving, the thing that emitted the waves has already happened. So by the time you perceive of anything, it's already happened. In a weird, mind-blowing way, our perception of reality happens in the immediate past. But my point with this is, whatever you experience that you do not accept or prefer, you're essentially wishing that what has already happened was different or didn't happen. And that's impossible, because the immediate past cannot be different than exactly the way that it was. It's already unfolded, and you're arguing with reality. So when you truly prefer that right now be exactly the way that it is, you cannot be experiencing any problems. I mean, how can you have a problem if everything in your life is exactly the way that you want it? You can't. And the third preference, which is the most alleviating, is that you prefer that the future will be exactly the way that it is, period. Now, what happens if you know that everything that will happen in your future will happen exactly the way that you want it to? Where does your anxiety go? Can you even have anxiety if you know things are always happening exactly the way you want them to? You can't. You win no matter what the outcome is. You're rigging the game in your favor. All your worries and all your fears of things not happening the way you want them to will fall away. You can literally walk through life with an unshakable faith and trust that everything is always happening for you, which it is, but we've been conditioned not to believe it. But the key of this video is that if you can narrow your preferences down to just these three, you can realistically cut your suffering down to 5% or less of whatever it currently is, without any of your past changing, and without any of your present circumstances being different, and without any alterations made to the future you've yet to experience. This is why happiness literally is an inside job. You don't change the outside world to make yourself happier. You change your inside world to make yourself happier now, regardless of the external situations that you don't agree with. And the best part is that when you do clean up your inside world, your happy vibration through the law of attraction transforms your outside world before your eyes. Anyhow, I really hope this helps. I know it can change your entire life because it changed mine. And some of you might have picked up that by integrating these 3 preferences, it also creates a doorway to acceptance, letting go, and allowing, which are 3 other fundamental pillars on the spiritual path that we must practice as well. So this one has endless benefits, and we cannot hear it enough. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe and check out another video to help promote this new channel. I have a ton of great stuff like this on the way that you won't want to miss. Catch you in the next one. Peace.